Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition. My name is Cam. Joining me tonight, Leon and Hamada. Hope you guys are well. Leon, start with you. Crolla Linares in my hometown, Manchester. Decent fight. I wouldn't say it's, fight of the year candidate, but I know we kind of differed on scorecard, so give us your view on the fight. If you're talking, Leon, you're on mute.
Yeah, my bad. Firstly, I was going to say that Crolla, no one doesn't like Crolla. Everyone likes Crolla. I know people troll about Joe online, but I wanted Crolla to win that fight, and I picked him to maybe get to him late, so more for me for that. And Linares had more in the tank than I ever thought. I thought he might be getting close to being done, but he's clearly nowhere near done. But the fight, I scored it 1-1-7, 1-1-1. Linares won quite comfortably, I thought.
I saw a closer fight, How did you score Kudras versus Roman Gonzalez?
Close to, by a couple to Gonzalez.
Because no, I'm not an idiot. There were a lot of things in both of these fights that were a lot different, but there was a kind of underlying similarities between those two fights, and I just find it strange that a lot of people were scoring it wide for Linares, but the same people were scoring it to Roman Gonzalez, where I'm thinking if you're scoring it for Gonzalez, then you have to kind of score it more for Crolla, or a tighter fight, not really a fight within... Sorry, go on.
He was working hard, and he was trying, and he always does. He always turns up in shape, and he was trying as much as possible. But it wasn't pressure that felt like at any point that Linares was going to crumble. I thought there was a couple of rounds in the middle, like around 8 and 9, where I was like, oh, he might gas.
Yeah. And
then he came out in the championship rounds and really took it away from him. But I didn't ever feel like Crolla was really getting to him. He threw a lot of single shots. He was getting close to him, but then not. He was a bit scared to throw after he got hurt, and he got hurt bad in that round, didn't he?
You did, yeah.
And the other thing I think is he gassed because Linares, whatever fucking was going on with that waistband, it looked like he was wearing a bra. He was getting hurt to the body. They weren't low blows. I didn't see a single low blow from Linares.
Yeah,
all right on the belt, and they were in the fourth round. He hurt him, and he grabbed his balls. He folded him up, and then he grabbed his balls, and Big Tell just fucking stumbles around like a moron.
Well, Terry,
oh yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, Terry O'Connor treated that situation really poorly. He was just going off what Crolla was saying.
He warned him for spinning Crolla off the ropes and making him walk into the ropes.
No,
he warned him.
I did see that, but you know what he kind of did? He kind of cuffed him behind the neck, so I'm thinking that's what he was wanting for.
He was on the way. He was, yeah.
But I had it close. I had it 7-5, so that's 115-113 to Linares. I don't see a draw, and if I see anything, I watched it back today, I see maybe Linares winning it by another round, perhaps. So definitely no draw, no win for Crolla. A decent fight to watch. I agree with you. I think after he got hurt, he kind of went to throwing single shots, and a lot of the snap kind of went off his punches, because I know there was a point where he kind of threw a 3-punch combination, finishing with a classic Joe Gallagher left hook to the body, and he just didn't have no snap on it like it had in the earlier rounds. But Linares really impressed me, man. His footwork was excellent. The way he kind of counter punches in combinations, he got beautiful hooks to the body, man. I was really impressed with Linares, man. And if we do see a rematch, I don't really mind it, but I prefer, seeing some other fights in the lightweight division. You got Mikey there now. You still got Flanagan. If Felix Verdejo comes back, there's other fights to be made. I don't really like seeing the same fights repeated over and over again if they weren't that close or they're not really needed.
Cam, I would be more interested to see a rematch if Crolla left Joe, because Joe's tactics, it was, let's be brutally honest, Crolla was maybe threw a few more punches in the early round, But it was the same tactics again.
It's the classic Gallagher.
He was letting Linares tee off at him with 5 to 6 punch combinations and just standing there with his hands up, which is fine. But Linares, by all accounts, hurt his hand in the 5th round. No wonder, because he was just able to throw as many shots as he liked.
But regarding that hurting hand, I've seen a post-fight interview with Hearn, and he's saying, yep, rematch is on the cards, maybe like February, March. I'm thinking, you don't know the situation on his hand. Like, he might be out for another 9 months.
He broke his hand in the previous fight, didn't he?
That's what I'm saying. So, like, Linares might be out for 9 months, so why are you calling so much for the rematch? Let him go to the hospital, let him get his hand x-rayed and go from there. It's like, as soon as there's a close fight in the UK, they want to scream rematch.
Look, if there's a rematch available and it's there, if I was Linares, I'd take it because he's going to get paid better than anywhere else, let's be brutally honest.
And he's come over twice and he's won both matches.
Exactly.
So.
And we should be... I mean, I couldn't go. I was meant to go. I was thinking about going. But we're lucky to have him over here. I mean, the guy is extraordinarily skilled. I mean, we've had him twice in this country, and we were fucking booing him at the end of the thing, booing his national anthem. We're the worst of people, boxing fans, some of us. A lot of us, most of us, me included, but we are the worst.
We are. Let's get Hamada's opinion.
Yo.
Hamada, Crolla versus Linares. How did you see the fight breaking out?
Good fight. Wasn't great. It was a good fight. Quite entertaining. Linares was excellent. Footwork, jab, combination punching, counter punching in combination. He was really good. I think Crolla was disappointing because Crolla at times would get Linares into position. He would get him with his back on the ropes and then would easily let him escape, let him turn off to the left or let him hold him or just wouldn't throw and then end up missing or throw a single shot missing, and he wasn't feinting enough. Crolla was just literally, he was telegraphing his punches. It was just straight from the high guard, straight to throwing punches. There was no feints with either hand. He was only feinting with his feet, and all Linares would do was just move, and that's all he has to do because he didn't have to worry about hands coming his way. I didn't score the fight because I can't bother to score fights, but off the eye test, I think Linares won. I don't know, it could end up being a 7-5, but he won comfortably. Like, you can't say Crolla won that fight. Like, I definitely think Linares won the first 3 rounds, and he won the last 3 rounds, and he won round 6. So that means he's won 7 rounds there. So he's definitely won the fight. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That round 6 where he hurt him,
Crolla was winning that round.
That was a great round, wasn't it? I mean, I don't think it was fight of the year, but that you would mention, if you were going, can remember some of the great rounds of the year, that round could be up there at the end of this year.
Yeah, Crolla was doing
Crolla
so
was
well.
Actually winning.
Yeah, and then
Crolla was winning until he got rocked.
Yeah. He was doing well in that round. That was his best round on some levels.
Yeah, but to Hamada, just off your point, you were saying about, Linares just escaping away to the left and Crolla kind of just letting him spin off. That's a big issue when you finish on your left hook because all your weight's on your left-hand side. If the guy just blocks it or puts his elbow low and spins off, then it's your own fault. Like, if the guy's always constantly spinning off to the left, man, you need to finish on the right hand.
Exactly, and it was... Crolla was going... He started off trying to invest to the body, and Linares, to be fair, was doing a lot of body work. I think Crolla's groin guard was quite high.
Quite high.
His belt line was quite high. I think it was above his belly button. And a lot of those shots, when they were hitting the belt line, they're actually hitting his body, but obviously because it's hitting the guard, because the guard's so high, it's confusing the referee. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I've heard people say, and I'm not saying this, I've heard people say that it's kind of like they could see Joe doing that, like on purpose, just like, yeah, we know he goes to the body, let's wear a high belt. You see,
but that was disgusting from Crolla. Crolla can't referee his own fight. Like, honestly, like
that one hurt
Linares
him. Fourth man hurt him.
Linares has been generous. If I was Linares, as soon as I see him trying to put his hands, I would go after him and start hitting him. Like Linares actually being generous and actually complaining back, saying no, you shouldn't stop. You should go after him.
Punch,
you can't just
stop
fighting when you want to stop fighting and think, oh, ref, you never saw that low blow. That's wrong. You can't do that.
Well, the ref, you can't exactly. If the ref doesn't see it, it didn't happen. You know.
Exactly.
Almost.
Protect yourself at all times.
Yeah.
How does Terry O'Connor get these big fights, man?
Yeah, he was weak as fuck. The only reason Crolla was doing it is because the ref was allowing him to do it.
But Joe, you jumped on. Give us your thoughts on the fight.
Oh man, it was a good fight, but it wasn't. I don't think it was ever really that competitive, even though I did enjoy it. Like, I thought it was weird. The 6th round was actually the first round in the fight that I thought Crolla was starting to. I could feel, you could see him coming back into it, and then he just gets caught with that shot. And fair play to him. Like, I thought he was gone. I thought he'd come out and just get wiped away at the start of the 7th. But he obviously came back and did alright and won the next round. But no, he's just a special fighter, Linares. Like, he's always had that sort of performance in him, and in a sort of like Khan in a way. He's never been able to box to a game plan and maintain his concentration level, but all credit to him. He went out there and he just absolutely put a performance out, showing why he's probably the best lightweight in the world right now.
Can we also add to that how good a performance it was? That's the first time he's ever even gone 12 rounds.
Yeah, I know.
40 over 40 fights.
The thing is, it sort of makes you, in hindsight, you can see why he sort of had a little bit of a lull in the middle rounds where he sort of thought, this is probably going to go the distance. Crolla will come on strong. I should probably just save a bit of gas so I make sure I can win the last few rounds. And that's what he did, and he executed it really well. But what's the scary thing is that if Crolla had gone out and actually won the last round, he'd have got a draw. Because two of the judges only had Linares winning it by like 2 rounds. So if Crolla had just gone out there and put in a big 12th round, everyone would have thought, Linares has won it by 3 rounds. I think I had Linares by 4. You guys had it a bit wider, which is fair enough. Probably I could see that when I'm watching it back. But if Crolla wins that last round, he's drawed that fight, and then that is horrific.
You would have actually won it on one of the cards if you won that last round.
Yeah.
Because one of them was 115, 114. So it would have been the other way around. It would have been 115, 114 to Crolla.
Oh, well,
and then we're hearing these. Go on, Cam, go on.
Yeah, just to while we're talking about scorecards, Hamada, we were talking about Proskers last week for the match between Usyk and Glowacki, but Fracture, he likes to do the 10-10 scorecards as well.
He does. He's got no interest in the sport.
No, but sorry, what were you going to say there?
I was going to say, no, but then we're starting to hear this kind of thing again. It's like you start hearing these little excuses come out, don't you? It's like, oh yeah, I thought I was doing really well and I had him where I want, and then he punched me really hard in the face in the 6th round. And it's like, well, yeah, you're boxing. It's not like you were in complete control and you got hit with a devastating punch. It's just little things that start slipping out of Hearn, and maybe there should have been a point deducted for a low blow, and then we've got the draw. It's like, is that what you're grasping onto? Your guy got taken, let's be brutally honest, he got schooled for multiple rounds, and I like Crolla, and he tried really hard, but for multiple rounds he's completely outclassed.
Well, the disheartening thing for Crolla is that is the best Anthony Crolla that'll fight. I can't see him, I don't see him getting onto another level. And you could tell his conditioning was just on point. He was in a nice run of form. He got over the injury with his head, and he was coming off a good win. I can't see how Crolla goes on to another level, even if he does move away from Gallagher. He's had so many fights now in that style. I can't see him really improving that much. But I don't think he'd have a trouble Linares, no matter how many times they rematched. And I think the rematch is, while it might make financial sense for Linares, boxing wise, we don't want to see that. We want to see Linares fight guys like Zlatikanin or Easter or even Flanagan. But I'd like to see the Flanagan Crolla really. I'd much rather see that than a Linares rematch, because I think that's a much more competitive fight and one that Crolla could win. So
I think it's funny you spoke about the conditioning, because if anyone got tired, it was Crolla, man. In the last 3 rounds,
he gassed.
Crolla couldn't get near Linares.
The thing is, I think he set off at such a pace. Like, even though he wasn't probably throwing as many shots, it seemed like he was trying to give that sort of Golovkin relentless pressure. But because his footwork isn't as good as Golovkin, he has to expend more energy in putting the pressure on. He's not as efficient. So actually, when it comes to the later rounds, he was banking on Linares gassing, and that would sort of give him a little lift. But
he threw a lot of single punches. If you're going to try and win rounds by using pressure, throwing single shots is not going to woo the judges.
It's Linares never gave him that sort of punch bag target.
Exactly. We should be praising Linares because Linares did it to Crolla. It wasn't like Crolla had a bad performance.
Yeah, I think Crolla tried everything he could, but Linares, whenever he never sort of tucked up and let Crolla unload. And even though Crolla's not a big puncher, that's the sort of stuff that he feeds off and how he sort of gets into fights where he can pin a guy up and sort of get his combinations off. Linares, just every time he hit the ropes, was spinning off, and Crolla is just not technically good enough to land combinations of a guy that's going backwards and constantly moving different directions. So fair play to Crolla. I don't want to shit on him too much because he's
doesn't deserve to be shit on. The praise should all be with Linares.
He's like world class is a weird term because for some reason if you lose to a world class fighter you're all of a sudden world class. But I think Crolla is like a top 6 lightweight in the world, top 5 maybe. So he'll come again at like that sort of level.
There's a difference between a belt holder and being world class was shown up in that fight.
Well, exactly. I mean, that Linares is a world champion. He'd have been a world champion 20 years ago if he'd have fought. He's like that. He's got that much talent that he
fights all over the world.
Yeah, he's a definition of the term world champion because he's not a belt holder that's come run up a rankings and all of a sudden got a soft touch. Like he's earned that shot. He's earned that.
Even if he doesn't have a real belt, because I don't know if he does have a real belt in that WBC Diamond thing, but he's what I would class as a world champion. So. Yeah, but I class him as a world champion.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it was just a bit of a shame, really, Sky turning it on. But what do you expect from him?
Yeah, just quickly on Sky, like Paulie. One thing I noticed, if he's commentating on a fight, of a lower significance, like I know he was commentating on like some of the undercard fights. And then he'll be very Sky biased. He'll kind of just like be a bit of a company man. But when it comes
with like Conor Benn and stuff.
Yeah, like the Conor Benn commentary was horrible, man. Kept saying the same thing. Well, he's not had no amateurs, so this is his amateurs. Like, there's only so many times you can repeat that same shit. But when he does,
I thought he was pretty good in the main.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's a bit of a company man for the lower fights, but when it's the main, I thought he's quite independent. So.
It's funny, you can sort of hear Adam Smith's awkwardness, that he doesn't really like what Paulie's coming out with when he starts saying stuff, if he gets the decision now, it's home cooking.
Yeah. Adam Smith's like elbowing him.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really want to hear that.
But, I mean, Frotch was useless for the most of it. But even he said about those low blows, you can't ref your own fight.
Yeah.
But if that had been the other mob, they would have been going.
No, but Leon, you know what that was like? Did you notice Frotch was just a bit of a parrot? Like everything Paulie said, he would just repeat it.
I think Frotch is okay when he's just purely calling what's actually happening in the ring.
Yeah.
Because he's actually, fair enough. He's been in like loads of wars and he's got lots of experience. So when he's purely talking about what's actually happening in front of him, he's okay. It's just when he starts to dress that up with Sky hype that he just loses the plot.
Yeah. I think he should go. We all think he's a bit of a troll when he talks about himself sometimes. I think he should up those levels and make more and more ridiculous, outlandish statements just for pure, just so we can get vines out of it. He should just go pure troll.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't have gone down from that shot.
Just really lay it on thick, 80,000 every, mention it all the time. And then at least he can be funny, because at the moment he's doing very little.
Yeah, all right. Joel jumped on late, but just before the show started, Leon and I and Hamada were talking about Gallagher, so let's just get into that a bit more. So,
steady now, everyone.
Are we talking
steady? I'm going to run all over this cunt.
So, is it a situation where Gallagher's stable is just too big and he's spreading himself thin, or wait, 1 minute, Joe? Or is it a fact that he's kind of reached his level of training where he takes everyone to a certain level and his tactics at a certain point where to improve maybe they need to go elsewhere?
Leon, do you want to run with this, or shall I?
No. You go first because mine's not going to be very nice.
Right. Well, we said last week when Liam Smith fought that Gallagher trains his guys to a level, and if you're an elite level guy, you'll beat a Joe Gallagher fighter. Look at Frampton, Ward. Obviously, Paul Smith fight wasn't competitive, but Canelo. Now you've seen it with Linares. If you've got a guy that can just move a bit, punching combinations, bit of who's got a boxing brain, as Frampton would like to say, you'll beat a Joe Gallagher fighter. And it's not to say Joe Gallagher's not an awful trainer, because I think he's improved some fighters, especially Crolla. I think Crolla has actually become a better fighter under Gallagher. And this isn't, I'm not touching on his egotistical crave for limelight.
No, let me do that.
I'll leave that to Leon, because that's I don't care about that. You can do whatever you want, mate. I think you're a dickhead, but that's your prerogative. It's purely as a trainer. He obviously has a lot of commitment to his fighters, and maybe he's got a few too many, because on these cards, he's running back and forth between the dressing rooms. That can't be good for any of his fighters' preparations. But he is what he is. He's a good British level trainer that's managed to get a large stable full of decent fighters. But this year has almost shown up that he's never going to reach those sort of top elite levels, because he's only got one game plan, and he might have other game plans, but he's never ever shown it, and he's never trained the fighter to execute a game plan other than keep a high guard up, absorb whatever he gives you, and then put it on him later in the fight. I've never seen a Joe Gallagher fighter not have that game plan. So that's my criticism, I guess, of him. But Leon,
rant away.
It was joyous on that level, and I hated to be Crolla, but at least we got Joe out of this thing. The Joe show, that card should have been called, was in points fucking sickening. The little scene of him running down the corridor like a mum was horrendous.
There was that
and
scene.
An assault on my eyes.
There was that scene where he tried to comedically interview Crolla, which just looked really awkward.
Oh,
that was awkward as fuck.
What actually happened?
It was magic. It was magical at the same time.
Talk me through what happened, because I missed it and I saw everyone tweeting about it, going mental.
Basically, Crolla forgot his guard at his house and forgot his shorts or something at the hotel. So he just went in and said, "Oh, heard the preparation's not good." And he's like, "Yep, I forgot my shorts and forgot my guard," and that was it. But it just seemed so awkward, man. It was just like they're trying to be funny, but it's not working. Yeah, exactly.
But my issue with it is, it felt like the Joe show. All those little interludes, and he says it's not his fault. Oh, building the fight. Just say no. I'm not want to wait 2 minutes while you go to ad breaks, standing around in the fucking corridor until some 18-year-old runner says, "Now can you run like a fucking prick down that hall, please, because the cameras are coming on." You should be the fucking backstage of your fighter. Another thing, if you've got a world title fight with one of your genuine world title holders, don't have 7 other fucking fighters or however many it was on the undercard. Because I don't care what you say, that cannot be any good for the preparation.
I totally agree.
And it's just egotistic. There's enough cards going on that he could have those less significant fighters at the moment, the young kids, on different shows all around the country, and he could be there putting 2 on there, 1 on this. There's enough fighters. People aren't ticket sellers. They're not selling thousands of tickets. It's because he wants to be the guy who's fucking racking up the wins, doing all this shit. It's like you're not giving enough time to your main fighter. I don't care what he says.
Why can't Paul Smith go in Marcus Morrison's corner for a 6-rounder at 7 o'clock?
Another 3 cards. Why can't he go to Germany fight on the Cleverly undercard? Why? There's enough cards for all his fighters not to end up on 1 fucking card. I mean, I know I'm a harsh critic of him, but these things, they cannot be good for the main fighter.
Can you imagine Roach running out and back and forth between the MGM Grand and Pacquiao's on the main event? He's got 10 fighters on the undercard. What the hell are you doing?
And then there's this, this interview in the ring afterwards, I mean, he's a fucking sour-faced bastard, isn't he? I mean, I know his guys just won, but he gave almost no credit to Linares in that interview, and then he was just going the idea that he shoe-shined his way to through the last 2 rounds to win it, and we know what shoe-shine means. We know it comes with negative connotations, and it's what he basically saying. He ran and stole the last 2 rounds to win a close fight. Fuck off, Joe. then I listened to him on 5 Live the next day, and to be fair, he gives Linares loads of credit, but then he goes a step too far and starts saying, "Oh, Smith, Brook, and Crolla have lost to 3 of the fighters in the top 5 pound for pound fighters in the world." And look, I don't believe in lists; they're for girls. But the idea that Linares has suddenly leaped up this make-believe ranking that far is ridiculous. So now he's overpraising his fighter. The man's fucking crazy.
Amada, do you want to add to the Gallagher salt, or should we move on?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to add to it. I think it's about time now. I think his abilities as a trainer should come into question. People should start, the media, the fans, they should start questioning whether he can train fighters to that level, because what we see from Gallagher fighters is all the same. High guard, nothing for 6 rounds. No, they all basically fight the same, so he's teaching them the same. Literally, and they're all getting found out. When they step up, they all get found out. Scott Quigg, Liam Smith, Anthony Crolla, Fat Smigger. You name it. They all get found out. They all get found out. And it's just, they just all fight the same. It's just ridiculous. Like, how can you have a whole stable of fighters that all fight the same?
Do you think Callum Smith?
All of them.
As well.
They all fight the same. High guard, walk you down. High guard, walk you down. We're not going to throw a lot of punches in the first few rounds.
Left hook to the body.
And the worst thing is, these fighters love him. Like, they really trust him and believe in him. And it's like they're robots. Like, they listen to everything Joe tells them.
Even in his corner when they're not fighting, like Quigg will be in Crolla's corner, and then Crolla will be in Quigg's corner, and Smig will be hanging around, and it's almost a bit creepy at times.
Definitely, man. And you know what else about
bollocks as well, pure bollocks.
And you know what else I don't like about Joe Gallagher is he's like, I compare him to the Jose Mourinho of boxing, because what he does is he tries to make it seem like it's the world against us. Like, we don't get any credit for what we do. Our fighters don't get credit. He complains when the media don't show up when his fighters are fighting, and he just makes it seem like he creates a siege mentality in this camp, when actually Joe Gallagher gets so much credit. He gets so much praise. He gets so much
documentary.
There's so many trainers.
So much airtime.
No, exactly. And there's so many trainers out there who, people like Oliver Harrison, people like even Dominic Ingle, even people like that, they don't get nowhere near the airtime, nowhere near the love and from the media and stuff as him. And he complains that's like they don't get enough.
Amada, who would you go with? Sorry, Judge. Who would you go with? Dave Coldwell or Joe Gallagher? Coldwell has taken Bellew to a world title, which I never thought was going to happen. Yeah. What he's done with McDonald, he's a far better trainer and a much more level-headed person. No praise.
Coldwell has beat Kameda twice and Makabu. Those are 3 better wins than any.
He better be trainer of the year, British trainer of the year.
Yeah, and then for some reason Gallagher is ring trainer of the year when he hasn't got a single win on his resume, nearly as good as Tomoki Kameda and Ilunga Makabu.
He went to America twice and won.
Forget that. Do you remember the first fight when he literally stepped in at last minute because Jamie McDonald's trainer bottled it?
Yeah.
He didn't want to take a flight. Like, he came in literally days before the fight and managed to get Jamie through that fight and make him get the decision. Like,
and then went back there and beat him up better.
What is the best, honestly, just think about it. What's the best win that a Gallagher fighter has?
Martinez.
That might take a few.
Well, like what many people consider to be not a shot, but a very gone past his best Kiko Martinez.
Probably Barroso.
Barroso. But he was the Walking Dead that night, wasn't he? I mean, he looked like he had some serious illnesses pumping for him.
Well, it's probably like Rocky Fielding, John Thompson. I'm just listing some like each fighter's best win.
There's one of my favourite questions. I always like to think about this. It's always a good one. Always make you laugh. What's Paul Smith's best win? Fuck knows. It's Dobson, isn't it? I mean,
his best win's a bet or something. Like, he's done nothing in boxing.
I don't think Paul Smith knows his best win.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? He's complaining, just to go bring it back. He's complaining that he doesn't get any like. He's the siege mentality. You're always the underdog. He's never done anything to justify any of the attention that you're getting. You've never sort of gone, wow, Gallagher, that's a great win for a Gallagher fighter there. They've always been beaten by anyone who's like on that decent world-class level.
Yeah. All right, let's move on because Naota jumped on the line. You there, Naota?
Yes, I am.
Naota, give us your thoughts on Crolla versus Linares.
I mean, it was a fun fight. Crolla was doing well, like at least early on in the early to mid rounds. He was doing fairly well, even though at the very beginning, it seemed like he was just a step behind Linares, just in terms of speed, accuracy, the whole nine. You know, Linares was hitting on all gears. You know, he looked like the Linares that everybody wants him to be. In the mid rounds, where Crolla started to come on just a little bit, he landed some pretty good shots here and there. But it definitely appeared as though, like what you guys were alluding to, the whole Gallagher game plan, he was using that. Basically trying to do like the moving rope-a-dope, get Linares tired, and then just kind of overwhelm him with just the sheer pressure and late accumulation and volume and stuff like that. But once Linares caught that second win, he pretty much just took it away in like the mid to late rounds and the late rounds entirely, championship rounds. He just took it away. You know, I think that the big turning point was, what was that, in the sixth round? Where Crolla was doing some damage, man. That was probably his best round up until Linares landed that big right hand upside his temple and rocked him back into the ropes. Like, from then on, I pretty much just had Linares just completely clean sweeping him. Just hand speed galore. And, like, it's kind of funny that he kept talking about shoe shining and everything, because the thing is, like, a lot of times I'll use shoe shining in the positive sense. Like what Quadras was doing to Gonzalez is what Linares was doing to Crolla. Man, he was hitting him with just combinations, sticking and moving. And once he got up on his toes and started circling him, it was a wrap. There was nothing Crolla could do to catch up with him. What were you saying?
Now, he was throwing hard punches in those last rounds. He was throwing little ones, and then there's always a bomb in there, wasn't there? He's throwing 4 punches, and there's always one big shot in there. It was like shit, man.
Yeah, it was like that Sugar Ray Leonard, Mildred Taylor type of shoe shotting, where it's like you throw like that flurry and then boom, you land that last shot that like puts the fucking it's like you put the cream on top of the sundae, man. It's like you just hit him.
That's a bunch of bullshit. Jack Gallagher's talking shit about shoe shotting because I remember round 10. He beat him up in round 10. Linares beat up Crolla in round 10. Like he was hitting him with right hand, left hooks, everything, and they weren't shoe shining shots. Sorry, like. Gallagher just, he's sour grapes. He's a bitter old bastard. Like, what do you expect?
Hey, no. So what impressed me the most about Linares, and he's had it like his entire career, is just how natural he looks when he punches. It just looks like such a natural movement for his body to just throw out combination punches. It's just so beautiful to watch. He's so fluid. His balance is so, like, he's just so balanced when he throws combinations. He doesn't look like he's, like, loading up too much. Like, I remember one time he countered Crolla, not with, like, a single shot, but I think it must have been, like, a 7-punch combination just out of nowhere.
But, I remember that in particular.
But Linares is there to be hit if you throw with him, don't you think? And Crolla never threw with him. He never threw with him, did he? He was scared to throw with him.
He is a little bit, and that's incidentally kind of how the way DeMarco was eventually able to catch him later, because he cut him up first, and then eventually, once he was blinded, he started to catch him. That's eventually how he stopped him. But you have to be willing to walk through that fire, basically, because the thing is, Linares' firepower is so heavy and so fast. You know, you got to be willing to basically potentially get knocked out, because he throws those type of shots that are just explosive. You might not see one of them coming, and it'll be over.
Crolla doesn't have a head movement for it. Doesn't have a little head movement inside, does he, to not get hit?
And Leon, do you know what the strangest thing is that in a way, the Kevin Mitchell fight was actually more competitive because
he threw with him.
As much as fights wanted, because he actually realised that you need to throw with Linares, and that's what Mitchell did. He was throwing with him. He was obviously getting his face busted up. He put him down and it hurt him a few other times in that fight.
Well, some people have been saying that was more competitive. I'm not saying.
I think
either way, but they were both good fights, weren't they? So I mean, he delivered.
I'd say it was. I mean, the only time I thought Crolla really had a chance was in like a couple of those mid rounds, and then once Linares got back at him and started really turning it up. You saw the difference between a good fighter and a very good fighter, or like a pretty good fighter and a very good fighter.
Mitchell had quite a decent chance to beat him. Crolla always looked like it was, if he was ever going to win, it was going to have to be a miracle shot, or Linares just completely gassing out.
Yeah. No, the difference in those two fights was the Mitchell fight was more like a high speed kind of chess match.
Yeah.
Where it was both of them kind of at the center of the ring. There weren't really anyone moving backwards and anyone moving forwards. They were both kind of in the center of the ring, and it was like a kind of a bit of a chess match, throwing feints and stuff. This was just like
you go, I go, you
an
go, I
aggressor
go
versus a mover. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? So it was two completely different fights. And like I said, I even said it last week. Mitchell is he's a technician in there. He's not Crolla hands up walking people down. He's a technician. He uses footwork, he uses angles.
I'd say Linares boxed better against Crolla than he did against Mitchell, though, too. If he boxed the way against Crolla that he did against Mitchell, I think that fight would be way easier for him. I think he can make it a much easier fight for himself.
Because Mitchell is probably like a more difficult style for him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because Mitchell's quite similar to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are similar.
Yeah. No, but hopefully we get hopefully he fights Latakanen, because that would be such a good fight. I mean, I know a lot of guys are really high on Latakanen, but I don't put a lot of credit into the Burns win. I don't.
Well, right now he is mostly eye test, not so much achievement. He's a guy that's been wrecking shop against guys that are way overmatched against him. So let's see if he's able to do that at the very next.
But he's better at getting on the inside than Crolla. He uses a lot more head movement.
Oh yeah, that's
a good fight. It's a very good fight.
He'll actually throw with
he'll throw bombs.
He's all about chin down, just
flail. Well, if you want to compare him to a fighter, he most visually looks similar to Yayo Thompson, the one that stopped Linares in 2 rounds. You know what I mean? He just wrecked his face in a couple of rounds, and it was over. He's a guy that believes in his power, absolutely.
He reminds me a bit of Danny Garcia, but when he throws, because he just throws without any sort of regard. Yeah, he's sort of just chin down, just absolutely goes for it, and I think that might even work against Linares.
Yeah. Neota, any news on Linares' hand, and what would you like to see next? The rematch or different direction?
I'm not sure exactly what happened with Linares' hand in terms of like how severe of an injury it was, but the thing is he was using it so frequently in there, I doubt that it was really too severe. But as for like what he's going to do next, I'd be willing to bet that, every New Year's they always have the big cards in Japan and everything. I could very well see them doing a triple header with him, Shinsuke Yamanaka, and Hozumi Hasegawa, because Tekken promotes all those guys. Maybe even toss Quadros in there or something. Or they might bring him back to the U.S. for Roman Gonzalez if he fights again in December, because there's a rumor with regards to that as well. Which would be, I think, fantastic. And if that was to happen, if he was to fight again before the end of the year, whether it was on New Year's or somewhere earlier in December, I think they'll probably match him up against basically just the top 15 guy. They'll just pick somebody out of there, as opposed to really going after like the Zlaticians or whoever else of the world, because I think that would probably take a little bit longer to really set up and get for him, like for a major network and all that stuff. But I can see him against a Dario or Dan or something. He's promoted, but he's co-promoted, Taken and Goldemar.
Okay, because he was with that old bastard. What's his name?
Miguel Cotto's old promoter. I can't name his Pedro Diaz.
Is it Robert Diaz or Pedro? One of them there. Quickly, Leon, CM on Twitter posted a tweet saying, "Bros, I can think of one fighter who doesn't follow the Tesco Joe blueprint."
Yeah, I've just seen that.
And then posted a picture of Scotty Cardo.
He gets beaten up.
Right? Yeah, it's a shame that Scotty's shit in it. So
he gets mashed up by the masher, so that's not a good look either, is it?
You know, Scott. The funny thing about Scott
He
Cardo,
got
he can
beaten by a
actually
masher,
do.
man. Masher beat
Scott
him.
Cardo can actually do with the Gallagher game plan and actually get his hands up because he tries to fight with his hands down.
He thinks he's a slick black fighter.
Yeah, he's literally the worst fighter to watch.
Surgeon.
Shit. All right. Anything else regarding Linares and Crolla?
Crolla should not be ashamed of losing. This is not like a horrendous loss for him. He lost to a guy who was very, very, very good on the night. That's one of the best performances ever, isn't it?
Well, and one of the great things about one of the credits I'll give to, I don't know, I guess it was Gallagher that said that or was it Hearn that said that he lost to a top pound for pound level fighter. Like when he says that, it's not so much in what Linares has done in the past, but in terms of just visual talent. You know, the talent that Linares has in terms of actually in the ring, showing you what he can do, his just overall arsenal, is something that very few fighters can do. Very few fighters can pull the type of moves off that he does. And the thing is, if he was fighting to that level every single time out, he might be undefeated. You know, he might be a guy that's completely almost unbeatable. You know, you really have to do something serious to somebody like that in order to get him off of his game when he's fighting to that level. He's just like a Zab Judah, where you could see just all the physical talents, but it's really more of a mental thing as to whether he's going to put it together. And on that night, I don't even think he put it together 100% against Crolla, but he put together probably about 80-85%. You know, when he fights to his ability, it's good luck beating him.
Yep.
It's strange that Hearn's got him over twice. It's because they thought he was beatable, didn't they? They've been thinking he's been beatable because Hearn doesn't like bringing over a guy just to beat this guy who's not like a Triple G.
It's past precedence, you know. It looks good on the resume and everything, and they think that he's a head case. He'll probably fold. He'll probably think that England is shit. He'll be pissed off. He'll be drained. All that good stuff. But it hasn't happened.
And it's because he's been inactive for a year, so obviously they thought, you know what, the best time to probably catch him is now, than instead of when he's had 2 fights under his belt. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to bank on
Joe
him
doesn't like a risk, does he? But
they probably just tried to bank on him being shot.
Yeah.
It's cheap as well.
I think he lives in Tokyo though, man. He gets that constant great sparring over there. You know, he's in there with world champions on the daily. So I mean, it's like if you're thinking that he's going to be shot just because he's not constantly in training camp, he's training all year round. He's not one of these guys that blows up between fights or anything.
And to be fair to him, he looks like he's living a wonderful life. Kudos to his wife.
I was talking about his wife, Leon. I was gonna say Linares is top 3 best looking boxers right now.
He's killing it, man. He's winning at life.
All right,
she's fucking ridiculous, man.
Before we move on, let's get thoughts on my brother Daniel Lim. Daniel, you there?
Hey, what's up, Cam?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Boxing expert Daniel Lim.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Lukey. my best friend Lukey. I moved up to San Francisco, so if you ever want to party, pick up some chicks, holla at me, Lukey.
Yeah, y'all can have a haircut, nick a bird together.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know how we do.
Dan, what's your thoughts on Linares Crolla?
I thought it was good. I think Mount is going a little bit overboard, don't you guys think? In terms of how good Linares is.
Oh, he's very good.
I know. I'd pick Zlatan Cannon and Mikey over him, though.
I would pick both. I agree.
I think Linares is the type of guy who shines. Like, when he's on, he's on. But when you put him in there against someone who's rugged, like a Salido type, I think he struggles. And the biggest issue that I had, and I was actually picking Crolla in this fight because I thought what Crolla was going to do is, like Naoto referenced, I thought he was going to engage, or excuse me, not Naoto, but my boy Leon. What Crolla didn't do was he didn't engage in the opportunities where Linares was trading with him. And I think for me, like the first 6 to 8 rounds of a fight, Linares is going to look spectacular. But once you hit him with enough punches, like any other fighter, obviously, I feel like his gas tank deteriorates a little bit more than other fighters, a la the DeMarco fight and even the Yayo fight. And I think for me, Linares reminds me a lot of Khan, except he's a little bit more of a polished combination puncher, and he does things a little bit better, but I don't think he's this big puncher like Naoto was referencing. So that's why I think if he gets in there with Ladikanen, I think that's a worse stylistic matchup at that division. Even though I think Mikey's the best fighter there. But nonetheless, I'm not trying to shit on our boy Linares by any means. I know I get a lot of shit, and rightfully so, for shitting on fights, but this is not one fight that I'm going to do that, because this was, one of the top 4 guys facing another top 4 guy at that weight division. So this is the shit that I want to see, and I can't wait for Linares to get in there with either Ladikanen or Mikey, because I think those 2 fights are absolutely firework, especially that Mikey fight.
You don't give him no chance, though, do you, against those guys? He's got the ability to beat them both.
I think he does too.
But I think Mikey beats Linares pretty decisively. I wouldn't have any kind of...
Mikey, to me, is probably the worst style matchup format of all the top guys.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't think Linares hits hard enough to get Mikey's full attention.
But Mikey's bigger that way, no?
He is. And he's concise.
Because is Linares big, or is he's in good shape? He's not massive for the weight.
I'd say lightweight is really his proper weight.
Yeah.
Just
he's
overall.
got no jump in him, has he?
The thing about Mikey is his timing is impeccable, and unlike Crolla, who didn't punch with Linares punch for punch, Mikey's gonna find that right hand. I think plenty of times in that fight, and there's not many guys who can withhold that type of punishment, in my opinion.
But you don't think Linares is going to try and rattle off the kind of 6-7 punch combinations he was doing against Crolla against Mikey, is he?
But
I think that'd be very dangerous for him to do that. He would need to keep it to like 1-2 against somebody like Garcia.
Pick Mikey. I'm with you. I pick Mikey because of that potentially.
Even if he throws just a 1, I still think Mikey's just that well timed. Exactly. He's like Danny Garcia, except instead of the left hook, it's a straight right hand. Like his straight right hand to me is probably the best in boxing.
Well, the left hook is pretty nasty too, because he'll throw it where you really don't see it coming. It's that short chopping left hook as opposed to the wide one that Mikey throws.
And the thing is, I just think Mikey is a bad stylistic matchup. But Ladikanen would be fun. That would be 50-50.
How's
but
Mikey's body? Is Mikey? Does he take shots well to the body? Because I was very impressed with Linares' body punching in this fight, even though they were calling it low blows.
I don't know. I've never seen Mikey get hit to the body.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's real hard to really gauge that. Salido did a lot of work, but it wasn't like Garcia was especially bothered by it. I don't necessarily think. I think people acting like, Mikey quit in the Salido fight are going way overboard with regard to that.
But
he did.
But the thing that where I would give Linares credit though is I think that theoretically he could potentially hurt Garcia to the head because he has been dropped there before. He's been caught by shots that he just kind of didn't see coming. And when I was referencing Linares' power, it wasn't so much that I was saying that he was a huge puncher. I was saying that he's an explosive guy. He can catch you with the speed, and that's where his power comes from, is the speed. He's not gonna hit you with a shot that you see coming and really hurt you badly because he's not a thudding puncher. He's a snappy puncher that he'll catch you by surprise. Yeah, and I could potentially see him doing something like that.
I think some of you guys may be giving him a little bit too much credit. I feel like the reclamation project of Linares these past 3-4 years, a little bit has been just proper matchmaking ever since that Sergio Thompson fight and the DeMarco fight. I think there's a reason why he's on this 10-fight winning streak or however many fights it is, because after that Thompson fight, his career was considered almost finished. And
but I would say it's not credit. It's not credit. It's more like we really enjoyed it, plus credit.
Okay. All right,
I think as much as anything that it was a wonderful performance to watch. I think everyone who watched it would enjoy. Anyone who enjoys boxing would enjoy what he did.
Yep, I don't know. I guess for me, I'm not the biggest fan of Linares' style. Like I know his combination punching is flashy and everything, but maybe I'm just being a little bit biased because it was the opponent that he had. Like now just said, maybe he doesn't throw those 6-7 punch combinations against a different opponent. So that's possibly what it was. For me, I just like combination punchers who may throw half of the punches that Linares does, but actually make one count for that much more.
Fair enough.
Okay, thank you, Lim.
Hey, come on, man. I thought we were good friends. I never knew I had so many enemies, man. But I guess I'm just...
the attacks on you have been disgusting, Lim. Disgusting.
I guess I'm just... my role is to be just a spit-bucking Asian person at the wild card. That's my career-long aspiration from here on out.
Lim, no, you're right. You're right, Lim. It's racism. It's racism. You're right, Lim.
Lim, have you seen Crolla at the wild card?
No, I don't live in LA anymore, man.
No, but like while you was there, like you know how Joe Gallagher likes to bring his fighters over.
Nah, I only saw Scott Quigg. And
okay.
of course, Linares back in the day. Linares was a Roach fighter.
Is it true Linares used to give Pacquiao that work in sparring?
I don't know, man. I
Come on, man, you're meant to know, man.
I refuse to make wild card comments for the rest of my existence.
Is that because you joined? Is that because you've joined Virgil Hunter's gym in San Francisco?
I might. I'm Team Birdo now. I'm Team Birdo, Team SOZ, Team Khan. You know.
He's ready to be whooped, man.
But no, I'm excited for Mikey to take over this division. I think it's his for the taking. I don't want to see Mikey versus Flanagan. I'd rather see him fight against Linares. You know,
he's fighting Zlatan Cannon.
Zlatan Cannon's happening though, isn't it?
That's awesome.
That's a great fight.
That's awesome.
Mikey's gonna get knocked out, man.
Mikey.
Zlatan Cannon's gonna knock him out.
He's too small, man.
He's a little beast.
Yeah. He is, but his reach concerns me against Mikey.
T-Rex status. Was it? They're saying that Mikey might fight against Lat right now. They're negotiating that.
Hey, props to Mikey. I know we give him a lot of shit for being MIA for 2 years, but that's impressive, man. One tune-up fight and straight to Zlatan Cannon.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Look at
the highest risk, lowest reward guy in the division, basically.
Where's his Paul Smith?
Exactly. Andre Ward needed 3. He needed, and he's meant to be, the son of God and the best fighter since, Floyd Mayweather.
And what was that 2 years off really about? What was he doing for those 2 years? Questions got to be asked. What he's doing could have been a drug ban. It's been covered up.
Exactly. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
You've got to ask questions.
These are the questions that we need to be asking. These are the questions.
I love questions.
Why don't you draft an inquiry to every single drug organization in the world?
Oh, questions.
It's awesome though, just because I think 135 and I'd say 126 are the 2 most fun divisions of boxing right now.
115 there too, man.
All of the matchups. Yeah. Right. Yep. It's just, I just want the fights to take place. I think we give a lot of shit to Gallagher's team, but hey, at least they're taking the fights, right?
Well,
that's true. That's true. At least they're not bobbling it, as they like to say.
Here's a question for the panel. After watching Tesco Joe's epic run of failure, do you pick Callum Smith to beat anyone in any big fights after seeing that? Does that worry you?
I wouldn't have even before that. Not against.
I know you.
The very top guys. Maybe DeGale. I could see him maybe doing DeGale. I could see that.
Callum Smith, like he'll win. He'll beat Badou Jack or DeGale, and then he'll go up to light heavyweight and beat Kovalev and Ward, and then go to cruiserweight and beat Usyk.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right, before we move on, KH jumped on the line. Are you there, Kev? Kev, you there?
Hello.
In the background.
You hear me?
You are.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We're just wrapping up Linares versus Crolla, man. Did you see the fight? If so, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, it was good. I was listening on Mixler. I don't really got too much more to add, except I don't know. I didn't know all about the Crolla PED shit that people were question marks were asking. But I don't really got anything to add to the fight.
All right, thanks.
Boxing expert Cage, everybody.
Yeah, if it's not the Bay,
Exactly. That's why I moved up here. That's why I moved up to the Bay Area.
Oh, you're trying to inhabit some of that slickness? Inherit?
Absolutely. And I'm just trying to become a better version of myself.
There you go.
Right here. This is the place that you gotta
Snack systems, baby.
Exactly.
Right, fellas. Undercard was awful. Should we just skip it, or does anyone want to say anything? I know we can talk about Conor Ben.
Can we quickly talk about how weird the new Sky interview system is, where they bring the fighter on like he's just entering a game show and he just stands there. It's like, it was so awkward, isn't it? Like standing there like he's about to win the fucking dishwasher or something.
Yeah, and they're like, well, you should have done this and you need to improve with this. And it's like, well, you're not my trainer. Why are you telling me what to do?
It's not as good as Bruce sitting on the apron, but it's pretty, it's pretty weird.
No, that's why they should be sitting on the apron. And then when Jamie Moore went to Conor Benn, your defence was really, really beautiful in places. But I mean, what was he watching?
I think he's trying to be nice to him, but it just comes across on TV as just so awkward. Because it's like, he was getting hit with so many shots. But how is his defence beautiful? Come on.
Well, don't bring him in and then let him walk away, and then let's talk about their failures. Yeah.
The Ryder fight was pretty poor. Callum Johnson guy, I don't know, he seems like a small, light heavyweight. I don't know, and he's quite old, and he's 31, and he just won the Commonwealth now. Don't know really his plans with him. Jose Burton fought a guy that just kept falling over. And that was about it. I think I wrapped up the undercard quite nicely.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Right. I didn't catch the fights in... Was that the StubHub, Naota? That Don Nietes
fight?
Yeah, was it. Do you want to give your 2 cents?
Yeah, the only ones that they showed on TV, because I haven't gotten a chance to look back at the Arthur Villanueva fight. Of course, he was a former title challenger at 115. He was fighting at 118 this time. Got a second round knockout, which is pretty solid against the fairly fringe contender level guy. So maybe he'll get a title shot fairly soon at 118. Mark Magsayo looked definitely better than he did against Avalos, but he was also fighting a guy that was significantly worse than Avalos, so it's kind of hard to judge how he did there. He rocked and dropped that Robles dude a couple of times, and overall pretty much dominated through 12. And then in the main event, Nietes and Sosa. I mean, I think a lot of people, including Nietes' promoters, Alavia Moore and them, were thinking that he was going to just run over Sosa, do kind of like Roman Gonzalez, and then do the big call-out, oh yeah, we won Chocolatito and all that stuff, but it wasn't to be. The thing about Nietes is he never quite got out of his own way at 105 and 108 in terms of trying to fight the absolute best guys, like the best of the best. He would just kind of fight the guys that WBO mandated for him for the most part. He fought a few good names along the way, Moises Fuentes, Manuel Vargas, and Chivas Rodriguez in particular. But outside of like those guys, for the most part, it was basically a bunch of like solid mandatories, good but not great fighters. And I don't think that it would have been any guaranteed win should he have fought Ryoichi Taguchi, Ganagan Lopez, or Pedro Guevara, who were like the other top guys at 108. So it's like he moved to 112, and they were saying like, oh, well, he ran out of opponents. He didn't run out of opponents. He basically ran out of WBO mandates as opposed to running out of opponents. So he moved up to 112. Handled Edgar Sosa fairly handily, although I thought that Sosa could have won a couple of those rounds, even though all three judges gave all of them to Nietes. But this is, an old, out-of-shape guy that missed the weight by 3 pounds, Edgar Sosa, who hasn't been the same since he got his face broken by a headbutt against Mayol. So, I mean, like, how can you really judge that entirely? Next up, Zhou Shiming's probably going to be fighting for the vacant belt that Estrada just vacated on the Pacquiao-Vargas undercard. So Zhou Shiming versus Dani Nietes is probably going to be happening in the first half of next year. And because Zhou will easily beat One Sunshine Gym again, just like he did the first time for that vacant belt.
So he didn't get a belt then? They're basically giving him a belt? Oh. Pretty
much. Zhou's going to get that fairly handily. Because the guy he's fighting is the guy that looked like Manny Pacquiao, the little Manny Pacquiao lookalike. He's fighting him again because they're the number 1 and number 2 guys for the WBO at 112. So Zhou will get that handily, easily. And then it'll be him versus Nietes. And it'll be at least kind of another step up for Nietes in that general sense for him at 112 at least. Even though Zhou is another guy that should be fighting at a lower weight, really. But, Nietes is on the older side, and he needs to try to get things done. Because even at flyweight, I don't necessarily think that it's any kind of guarantee he beats the likes of Ioka or Casimero. So him trying to throw himself in there with the Gonzalez, Estradas, and Inoue's of the world, I think he's a heavy underdog against any of them, and I think deservedly so. Because even though he's a solid fighter, he doesn't have that otherworldly quality to him where it's like, wow, just incredible skills like counterpunching like Estrada, the incredible pressure and power like Gonzalez, or the high speed like Quadras, or just the overall power and explosiveness of Inoue. He doesn't necessarily have any of those particular entities. He's just, a solid all-around fighter.
Thank you, Neota. And that was really it for the boxing over the weekend. No other really cards of any significance. So let me quickly name check the people in the chat, and then we'll move on and talk about Fury and Vlad. So we got Beast Mode, Larry Magoo, Pinhead 360, Guardino, if I pronounce that properly, Wasif 1, Combe, African Shah, PM versus Jay Butters, Mr. Dermo, Nothing for Something, Shams 1000, Bill Bones 101, Kevlar, and the new BRD Hate, Overbruv, Nunez 83, Jason 268, Chad Hogan, who's the infamous Brian King, I think, Mongos Lad, Antonio Jose Sanchez, Hamrin Hamada, Basileos, and 12 guests. Kev's just saying in the chat, Showbox don't rate. Lol, my Ukrainians. If you want to talk about Ukrainians, Kev, go ahead, but they weren't on the internet anywhere, so I couldn't watch that shit.
It wasn't on the internet?
Nah.
That shit was good. There was actually the one dude was matched pretty tough. The guy Ivan who knocked somebody out in 18 seconds last fight was matched pretty tough with some Asian dude. And it was a pretty good fight. He was just too big for him. But they both moved along quick, so I don't know. Ain't much to talk about if you only see it, so just Google their name. I know the fights are on YouTube, so
was it on?
They were pretty good.
Friday or Saturday?
It was Friday night Showbox.
No,
they had a bunch of fights on the card, and then the main event was the guy Hot Rod who got robbed against Marcus Brown on the Spence Algieri undercard.
Yep.
Isn't it frustrating that Box Nation don't pick them up, Cam? They can't be expensive.
No,
they're cheap. Box Nation's been my favorite fucking for the last 2 years, probably going. Maybe because all the guys that train at the gym Sean's at are on those cards, but they always have good fights with prospects moving pretty quick.
They should have been. Anyhow.
Yeah, those, and it's also kind of a shame that you guys don't get the a lot of the Unimas and like Spanish channel cards, because some of those can turn out to be pretty fire.
Yeah, I'd have all of them. I'd watch all of them if they were on. I didn't have to just search all over the internet for them.
Yeah, Leon, I'll send you their names of the fights this weekend. They're both pretty good guys, man.
Yeah, do.
Yeah,
but,
the one guy's a fucking savage. He just throws bombs.
Cool, man.
All right, I'm trying to add Brian to the call, but he's not answering, so we'll give him a few
He's being too
seconds.
slick, man. He's dodging them shit. It's Bay style.
If he doesn't answer, then we'll move on to the Fury stuff.
He's the anti-Bay Area style, man.
Yeah. No, he's not. So, Leon, let's talk about Fury and Vlad. This whole situation's... What's your thoughts on it?
It's just look, it's a mess, isn't it? I mean, if he's unwell, how long ago was it before? When was this announced? This fight that has been cancelled.
I think only like
3
2
weeks
weeks ago, yeah, because we were mentioning it that it's the first one that Box Nation be able to buy it through the remote. So I'm sure it was only like 2-3 weeks ago.
So it just makes me wonder why. Look, he might have deteriorated very badly in the last 2 to 3 weeks. I just think it's those things build up over time. I just think that they must have had some awareness that he was not right 3 weeks ago. So why did he sign the fight?
Mate. Bollocks.
What do you mean?
Not true. Didn't you read the article about him telling the testers to fuck off?
Well, look, I don't know about that stuff. I haven't read that. All I'm saying is I'm just thinking, if we're believing he's ill, you obviously are leaning towards him not believing him, then they shouldn't have signed this fight. And yeah, but I mean, all the stuff that Eddie Hearn was saying is completely unnecessary. He doesn't need to comment on it. He doesn't need to speak on iPhone and all that stuff to talk about this man. Because if he is ill, there's no need for him to be involved. But I'm sure there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. I haven't heard them all, so I'm sure I'm about to. But I'm getting sick and tired of it myself as well. It's just frustrating.
There was an article about Fury basically that came out saying he told testers visited him and he told them to fuck off. Well, nah. And let's be honest, I mean, I think it was the same paper that released the first story about Fury failing the drugs test back when, and they were correct on that story. So they must have a good source in the Fury camp that's leaking things to them. So they're probably at this point, I believe the papers over Fury. That's how much credibility they've lost, especially with the whole bullshit about the ankle injury and then going to France and celebrating with England fans. I mean, you can't take someone like that seriously. And whether he has mental health issues, he's probably had mental health issues all his life, considering the way he behaves. So I don't think that's what it is. I think he's still juiced to the gills, and he's gonna get popped. And there's still the whole doping thing hasn't even gone away, anyways. Like, they haven't confirmed anything.
It's a complete mess. No one knows what the fuck's going on with that test.
Yeah,
I think something's happened, like Fury's been banned or something, and we're gonna find out soon, or something along those lines.
And I was saying, the other thing I was saying to Joe is, like, if he's this unwell, and and if he's seriously unwell, he should be in treatment, not at a fight on Saturday after he announced the game on Friday. And I know people say, well, he's just said to support his cousin. Well, look, if you're a cokehead, you don't go to fucking strip club for treatment, do you? If being around the sport is not good for him, he should be away getting treatment. I don't want to see him out there after that. I know that sounds harsh, but if you're unwell, go and get treated.
But Leon, you don't know about depression. He needs to, sometimes it just hits you and you need to go out.
Well, look, I don't know. It's just not good for that. If I was their PR guy, I'd be like, can you go away and, go in treatment? People don't want to see this stuff for his own credibility, I think. I know I'm going to sound like an asshole, but I mean,
I don't know.
It doesn't look good, man, because it just looks like he's doing whatever, and
yeah, that's what I'm saying. People who spent money on tickets, you'd be pissed off, wouldn't you?
If you spent money on tickets, you're stupid, man.
Yeah, I mean, no one's buying any of those tickets anymore, are they?
Nope. But Naoto, you got any thoughts, Kev?
Oh man, it sucks. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Fury. It doesn't surprise me or it wouldn't surprise me if he was going all Oliver McCall on us. Just breaking down. But regardless, this is why they have that whole champion emeritus, champion emeritus thing. You know what I mean? If he's not going to be fighting anytime soon, take those belts off him. Get some of these some of the new blood in there. Try to get them the titles, get them fighting each other, best fighting the best. The way that we wanted the heavyweight division to be in 2016. And whenever Tyson Fury wants to come back and get some, he can be right back in it. But as of right now, if he's not going to be fighting in the ring, I don't really want to hear too much about him. Go get your help, go get recovered and healthy and everything, and let's see you at your best. Because if he does wind up going in there half-assed and he loses, I mean, what is that really necessarily going to say about whoever beats him?
Yep. Kev, anything?
I think he's just going to flop around until he wants one more payday and then just never come back and no one's ever going to see him again. He's a fucking strange cat. So, I don't know. I wouldn't take any... Until he's actually in the ring, I don't even consider him a fighter anymore at this point.
You think he'll pull a full Mike Tyson, man, and
Bolivia?
Start threatening the reporters?
Yeah. Start telling him he wants to step on the kid's testicles and shit so they can feel his pain. But... I don't know. He's a weird cat, and when you give a guy like that, I guess from that type of background, motherfuckers who wander and live off the ground and shit, that type of money after a fight, I think he's just whatever, man. I'm good. The fucking
you just say live off the ground.
Yeah, feed off the fucking ground and shit. Live off the droppings like the fucking gypsy, whatever they do. I don't know what the fuck they do, man. I come from America. We don't call them people gypsies. We call them bums. I don't know. We don't make that shit sexy like the fucking movie. What's that with Snatch or whatever? Fucking pikers or whatever. They're just called bums.
Pikers.
Fucking vagrants. But I don't know. I think he's done, man. I really unless it is that whole PED thing and he's subject to lawsuit and he's just dipping around it. I don't know, man. Maybe he's just a fucking strange cat, and he's sitting at home laughing at everybody getting hyped up for his fights when he cancels that shit.
Yeah. I think Leon's still laughing about living off the ground, but we'll move
Yeah,
on.
man, that's how he gets his food. He waits for some berries to drop and shit, and he's fucking good.
All right, Brian's jumped on. Brian, are you there?
Oh, can everybody hear me, aye?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, Brian.
What's happening?
Chilling, Brian. What's your thoughts on the whole Fury Vlad situation?
Brian.
He's brought me on at the wrong point. I kind of tried to swerve this. I really wanted to phone up to talk about my three favourite subjects, which is Ricky Burns, Amir Khan's gym, and Bay Area boxing. But I can probably get onto that shortly. But Tyson Fury, I said ages ago, this guy suffers from bipolar and depression. It was fucking obvious.
Yeah.
About 18 months ago that this guy actually suffers from that. So, I mean, I've got personal experience for it, so I don't really want to I would never attack somebody that's kind of suffering for that. So, but my main issue is the fact is that I don't agree with what Nala says, that depression can just kind of appear on you all of a sudden. I don't agree with that at all. It's like something that kind of it just kind of wears you down. So his family must have known this for a while. So my issues are with the fact that they've brought 2 dates out and cancelled 2 fights that I think they've always known that was never ever going to happen in the first place. And this isn't the first time with Tyson Fury. I know he's had some issues with David Tay, but he's been involved in something like 5 or 6 fights that's been fucking cancelled, and he's been the cause of some of them himself. I know that his uncle was in a serious accident or something like that, and he eventually died. But Chisora pulled out, and he was going to fight somebody else, but he eventually pulled out and all. But that's just another one. So. And he attacked David Tay all the time, and nobody likes David Tay. David Tay's a minge, isn't he? But he's basically done the same shit. So he's cost people money, and so it's just a pure free for all. Then you've got fucking that cunt Eddie here in the day. He's a horrible bastard. This guy's got all the traits of Don King, and not in a good way where he made good fights or nothing like that. He's just basically Don King. All he's concerned about is money, and he doesn't care who he stands on and while he get his own way. And this basically he's calculated what he's doing. He's going out and doing interviews and saying that he thinks that Tyson Fury will be stripped. That's not what he thinks. That's what he wants, and he's constantly putting it out in interviews now.
There, isn't he?
Exactly. And you know what he's got fucking all his wee Mongol minions that's all going to start fucking tweeting and all that and doing blogs and doing whatever, and then it'll gather pace. And we know the WB are absolute slags, that they just want to go for the money, and their eyes are going to light up if Hearn keeps going on about fucking Femi fighting for these belts. So, man, really.
Let's be honest. If I was them, I'd want him to be the champion as well, because he makes them money. So they're gonna fold to him in the end because there's so much money there to be made.
Yeah, but to go.
I know. I had. Sorry, on you go.
No, I was just saying to your point, Brian, just to quote what Hearn was saying today. So he said, Fury will be stripped of his titles, and after a legal battle, he'll say, no more, I'm done. It's going to be a really messy and take a year to resolve. I know there are sensitivities around mental health issues, but this is business.
Asshole.
That's horrible, man. The thing what I don't like is Femi, he's got IBF. If you want to fight Vlad, fight for that. Why do you want Fury to get stripped so you can fight for a vacant, man? It's none of your business. What's going to happen with Fury is going to happen with Fury. You don't need to poke your nose.
That wasn't just what he said, though. It might have been took out of context because I've not read the full interview, right? But regardless of how it's took, he's tried to defend. He's tried to defend what he said by twisting one of the words. But I've got it right here. Peter Fury, Mick Hennessy needed to get a hold of him, give him a slap and say, pull yourself together. You're the heavyweight champion of the world. You're going to make millions in the biggest fights in world boxing. Isn't that what you always wanted? Now, he's trying to make out and saying that he was told this after that he beat Klitschko. There's absolutely no fucking danger that he meant this. He's basically meaning this now. And this just shows you that the guy, he's got absolutely no empathy. I honestly think that Hearn's a narcissist and he's got a bit of fucking psychopathic attitude where he's getting no empathy for nothing. He just sees money and that's it. He doesn't care about nothing. There's somebody with mental health. You give him a slap and tell him to get yourself sorted. Your podcast isn't like Nick's Big Pod, right? I don't want to kind of fucking go off on one and have you taken off the air because we know everybody knows my opinion of Hearn, and I know people I know people that were at the Manchester Arena at the weekend, but honestly, see if somebody petrol bombed that and it fucking burnt to the ground and all the Smiths and all that fucking died, I'd have been out of the fucking moon. So,
but it's true. He was saying, I'm only telling you the truth. I'm only telling you the truth. I don't want to be the one to tell you this. Well, don't fucking say anything then. Don't talk about the situation. But he can't help himself. He has to fucking open his mouth and spout off, doesn't he?
He's always doing interviews saying that he doesn't care, then spends the next 10-15 minutes complaining about the hardcore helmets that he doesn't care about, and then he's always like, he's trying to make out that he's only doing a good thing by doing all these interviews, but all he is just basically looking after himself. It's like, this is basically about Tyson Fury. It shouldn't be about fucking Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn or MD. It should be about Tyson Fury trying to get yourself sorted. I mean, everybody knows my stance on steroids. I think people should be banned for fucking life. I think everybody's on it, right? Unless you're doing, and I know people can get run about the 24/7 VADA all year round. I know that there's always somebody who's going to be able to fucking beat the system. But see, unless you're doing that, I think every fucker's on it, right? So, if 100% think Crolla's on it, there's absolutely no danger that you fucking chase a couple of robbers, you get somebody to put a slab on your napper, then you come back twice the size, more strength, you'd be able to take a punch. This guy was let's say about 3 years ago, this guy was as skinny as shit, and any time he was getting punched, he was getting rocked, and all of a sudden he basically gets into the hospital and fucking comes out like Lance Armstrong. No. But, so, like, I've got me all hyper now. I wasn't coming on to talk about fucking Fury, and I'm pure raging because I'm just on talking about Eddie Hearn now. But, speak about Crolla.
Yeah, speak about Crolla. What do you think of the fight?
Oh man, I was talking to you, like DMs and that. I couldn't get to sleep till about 3-4 in the morning because I was that high as a kite because of Joe Gallagher. Honestly, I tell Hamad I was picking Crolla to win this fight mainly because I didn't know what Linares had left. Like, he didn't look great against Kevin Mitchell, and we all know Kevin Mitchell loves to quit. Leon?
All right, thanks.
Good boy. So I didn't know what he had left, and what I did say to Hamad, if Linares has still got his legs about him and he can move for 12 rounds, then he's going to win this fight quite easily because Crolla can't box. He's basically Joe Gallagher fighter. It's so stereotypical. What he was doing was he had his high guard up for the first 6 rounds and he was banking on Linares tiring to come on strong in the 7th round and then just try to take him. Exactly what he tried to do, and it didn't work. And it just kind of proves the point that I don't think Gallagher's fighters have got a gas tank. They make it as if they're this fucking great work rate, but they've only got work rate for a certain length of time. So after he knew that Linares wasn't tiring, Crolla looked as if he get tired. It's as if his energy dropped majorly, like for about 8-9, and then it was Linares that kind of came on strong at the end. The scorecards were abysmal, but I don't know. I think Daniel Lim has been a wee bit hard on Linares. I think he fucking boxed great, and it could be maybe because Crolla isn't really that good, which he isn't. But at the same time, it looks as if Linares. It looks as if he's kind of watched videos like how they fight, because every time he was getting onto the ropes and you seen Crolla like trying to load up with body punches, he would just pivot and move away again, and that's good fucking tactics. I mean, we've seen it about Kevin Mitchell's a far better boxer than Crolla. Far better boxer. I think if you put the two in at the time he fought Linares, Mitchell would absolutely smash Crolla. There's just a difference. So maybe that's how Linares maybe didn't look as good, because Kevin Mitchell's just that bit better. But Crolla was just totally exposed. I don't want to take away from his wins against Perez and Barroso, but again, they two were kind of unknown. It was like when Gonzalez and Slatty Cannon come over to fight Burns. We didn't know what we were getting. We thought we were getting two bums. It just so happens that Ricky Burns get fucking a quick job and some kind of an absolute machine. But
Brian,
don't
you think now Joe Gallagher has to come into question now, and some of his fighters and the media and the fans need to start questioning his abilities as a trainer, because he's failing time and time again with his fighters. Literally, their biggest fights, they've all lost basically.
I can't remember word for word what I tweeted the weekend, but to the hype and the recognition and the amount of publicity his gym gets, compared to what he successfully does, it's like fucking 19 day, like the totally opposite ends of the spectrum and all that. His gym is just perennial failures. All they do is they win these ranking belts to get ranked. They'll win a fake belt. I mean, I don't class Liam Smith as a world champion. I fucking never will. I hate the Smiths, right? That's probably a party, but let's get this right here. He held off. He was offered the Andrade fight and he fucking turned it down. And he waited for him to be stripped and then fought two guys. I'm no kidding on. I could basically get into Hamada's gym and probably get two guys that would be able to beat that Kelly and that guy from America. They two were cabbages. Jimmy Kelly doesn't even look like a fighter. He looks like somebody for that trailer, that stupid comedy in Shark and Channel 4. He looked like an absolute zombie.
But where's like one of the casuals at a Matchroom show?
But no one's getting. Where's Dave Caldwell's credit? Even the Sims, who I think aren't always that great, but he doesn't get a load of time. There's all these other guys who are doing great work around the country, and it's all we ever see and hear about on Sky is Gallagher.
Yeah, and yet he's got the cheek to go around and say we don't get the credit, and the media don't come out for our fighters, and he's got this siege mentality like it's him against the world. He's a total wanker. I mean, that's plain and simple. He's delusional. He's delusional. He's so deluded. It's ridiculous.
But hold on, sorry. Well, that's basically like Joe Gallagher though. Like he doesn't understand that he's basically the person that's causing his fighters not to get any credit. Nobody's giving their fighters any credit because of him. You know, like even like Saturday, that interview, what was that all about? That looked like Alan Partridge. That was fucking disaster, man. Basically getting Sky cameras to catch him running down the corridor, like saying, "Oh, this is Joe Gallagher. He's got a busy night. He's got so many fighters." Like, fuck off. Honestly, fuck. The guy's an absolute fucking fanny, and we can't even get to enjoy the Linares win for 2 seconds before Herno all of a sudden turns around and tells everybody that the fight's a fucking unification when we know it's no. Then as soon as Crolla gets beat, it turns out to be like a WBA voluntary, so there's a rematch clause put into the contract. I was like, you're so fucking bipolar, man. I was like, you just kind of your conversation just goes from one thing to another just to suit the agenda. I mean, I don't know how WBA is going to twist this to make out like they're having to mandate this as a rematch, because the only issue with the scorecards is they weren't wide enough. The 2 day scorecards were an absolute state. Yeah. Did one of the scorecards not have Crolla 5-1 up after 6 rounds?
Yep. They reported, and Hearn reported the guy who scored it like most of the people who watched it did. So the guy who was 117, 111, he's reporting him.
But we obviously know why he's not going to report certain people. But I know myself. I was at this Cannon fight, right, and I don't know. I don't know whether that was a split decision or not. I think it was, right. But Ricky got handsomely beat. The Beltran fight, but I scored that well for Beltran. He doesn't complain about these people. I mean, the Abraham fight with Paul Smith, there was absolutely nothing wrong with that. One of the scorecards was wide. But see if the right guy wins, it shouldn't fucking really matter. You shouldn't kick up fuck then try to get a rematch. And this is what it is. This is just basically Joe Gallagher's more. It's trying to do as little as possible to get that big fight and then kick up a stink to try and get the rematch. And the only reason why Liam Smith isn't getting the rematch with Canelo is because they don't have the money or the power to make that happen. See if there's a role reversal where Liam Smith is a money fight, that would be a rematch. There and then, it would be a rematch. It's just, I don't want to kind of sound Crolla's an alright guy in that, but he's under Joe Gallagher, so fuck him. I hope he fucking loses again. I really do.
I just thought about something. You said something, spoke about the unification, how they were selling it as a unification. I just thought aside, up at Cruiserweight, for example, if Drozd, the Drozd guy, the ex-WBC champion, comes back and fights Lebedev or one of the other champions, Usyk or whatever, is that a unification? Because that's essentially what happened.
Linares, this is the argument that people made when they turned around
all the belts.
Aye, see when they came out at this time and say as soon as this fight was announced and says it was a unification, that was what people were saying to Eddie Hearn. Hold on a minute, who's the WBC Cruiserweight champion? Tony Bellew, but it's no Drozd as the champion. I was like, so Tony Bellows just the interim champ until Droz come back? No. I was like, it's the exact same thing, Eddie Hearn. So what we done was we bombarded, and we did. There was about 20-30s bombarded the WBC all day, non-stop. Is this a unification? This a unification? No, and I've got the screenshots here because I'm a sad bastard. I'm like one of these wee weirdos that just lives in a bedroom and I've not got a job and I'm just a pure bum and I'm on Twitter all day slagging Eddie Hearn. Hardcore helmet. I've got it here where the turnaround and says it's not a unification. Linares is a diamond champion and all that is basically an exhibition belt where it's like the Super Cup, like the Community Shield. And then like Adam Abramovich messages him yesterday saying why are you saying this is a unification, and Mauricio Suleiman turns around and says, I hate to correct you, but it is a unification. So I sent him that message and I was like, you just fucking turned around and says it's not a unification. I was like, you can't have it both ways. So
they just make it up as it goes along.
Really fucking good night. It was really good, man. Anything. Oh, seriously, fuck my...
Zero world champions in that gym now. Zero.
Twitter was evil, man. Twitter was evil.
It just kind of topped it off yesterday when I was told that Scott Quigg was talking to one of my mates and basically said, if I show up to the fight, which I was going to go, I was really fucking trying to talk myself in driving down to Manchester just to go, but driving down to Manchester for one fight, then driving home, it's like 9 hours journey. It was just too much. It just basically said, if I turn up, can you WhatsApp me? Because I want to take him a square go. I mean, this is a pro boxer. What do you take some random guy to Twitter a square go? So, and then he's like...
You're in trouble there.
Oh, fuck, man. Scott Quigg wouldn't do jack shit for about 9 rounds. Yeah. But and then he asked for my phone number when he had my phone number in the first place because he posted it on Twitter, which made me get about 300 crank phone calls.
Fair play to him, man. That's a good one.
Oh no, but like he wasn't happy when I had one of his numbers, and I don't know whose it was, but it says it was like a number that he used for tickets. But I added it on WhatsApp, didn't I? And I kept sending him pictures of my knob, so he wasn't happy at that either. He was raging at that. So, but right, I'll kind of go on like I don't really want to talk about Ricky Burns because I'll be here all night. But Bay Area boxing, what is that all about? Really? I mean, I don't understand that guy. That guy is a creep.
No, let's not go there.
Don't go here, Brian.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. But let's move on. Kev, I want to talk to you about Badou Jack and James DeGale. Seems to be reached for November. Being quiet for a long time, but hopefully we're going to get the fight.
Yeah, it'd be a good fight. 168. Who would have thought fucking 2 years ago we'd be talking about Badou Jack in a good fight? Ever since the surfboard incident, he's been money.
How times change.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what happens when you hire Memo.
Who would you actually pick for the fight?
To be honest, I thought fucking Porky beat our Drew with DeGale last fight. I wasn't impressed, and I feel like if you don't get to Badou Jack early, especially if he's on the gas, he could outwork DeGale.
I could see that. DeGale has impressed.
I really think it's a 50-50. I think this is one of those fights where both of them fought last card, and neither one of them looked impressive. To me, I always thought DeGale would outclass him because I thought he was the more talented fighter, and now it's becoming a lot closer.
I think DeGale's gas tank has been kind of exposed over time, especially in the Medina fight. But I don't think that...
I think it was exposed in the Darrell fight because even when he was doing good, he didn't have enough to keep it up. He should have got Darrell out of there.
Yeah, in those mid to late rounds, Darrell started coming back heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was giving away rounds.
But he likes to sit on the ropes, doesn't he?
It seems like a lot of people either sit on the ropes or put their hands down and run around.
That's that Benavidez style, man. Just sits on the ropes, sits up shop, and thinks that he's going to win by sticking his tongue out.
And then getting shot.
What kind of poodle is that? Bow!
Leon, your thoughts? I was going to say with Badou Jack, last few fights, he has impressed me. I didn't think he was going to deal with Darrell so easily. And I've always said DeGale's always a big fight guy, lower level guys. He never really turns up. But he has looked a bit poor over there. He's always trying to catch those breaks in the mid rounds, man. I don't know, I want to put DeGale, but I'd probably favour Jack.
Do you guys think that DeGale cuts a lot of weight? Because he looks really lean. Is that maybe why he has gas tank issues, or is just because maybe he was never pushed during his development?
That's what I would think it would be.
He never look. I don't see him much between fights, but he never looks super big.
Okay. Maybe these guys just aren't pushed hard enough, and I know we like to shit on people and call everybody bums, but that's why those tough fucking journeymen that, even though they have 14 losses, but they go the distance every time and they make you work, have value in the sport. Where if you're really just blowing through fucking bums and shit, and you don't get tested, all of a sudden you get to the higher level and people aren't going away when you hit them, and you gas out.
You get found out.
The crazy thing is...
DeGale didn't get enough hard... Oh, go on.
Now, I was going to say, the crazy thing about DeGale is, you guys are talking about his gas tank, but his trainer's actually a fitness fanatic. Like, people used to criticize...
But he don't go hard.
It might be the weight. It might be the weight then, because I mean I have heard DeGale talk about moving up to 175 ASAP as soon as the Jack fight is done. Assuming that he wins essentially. So I mean I think that's a very plausible argument.
I think it's just his mentality. I don't know. I think he I don't think it's he's gassing. I think he switches off. Like he's one of those people he can't concentrate for 12 rounds, round after round, back to back, each minute. I think he just switches off and gets lax in there. But it's crazy because McDonald used to get criticised. People say he never used to know any boxing. Apparently he was just a fitness freak and used to make his guys just run like 12 miles and do marathon runs and all sorts. But
maybe he's just not got it in the genetics to be like that,
Probably, yeah. Maybe.
Just doesn't have it. Just doesn't naturally have it.
Ain't it crazy though that this fight's a unification? I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, they were going to fight a final eliminator for Sakio Biko when Sakio Biko was the champion. But then,
is it a unification though? It's not all the belts, is it? It's just 2 belts again.
No, yeah, that's true.
But
I'm just saying,
unification of 2 good belts, I guess.
Yeah, and that time they were meant to fight, and then Homeboy got knocked out, innit, by I don't know, I forgot the guy's name. He got knocked out in the first round, and then that put a spanner in the works. But yeah, now they're gonna fight, and there's 2 titles on the line.
Joe had them all, didn't he? Or did he?
Sorry?
Didn't Joe get them all? Sir Joe. Super middle. Did he only get 3? I can't remember now.
Yeah, it was Derek Edwards that he got knocked out by. Liam, what were you going to say earlier? Were you going to say something when Hamada made a point?
About the Jack, I've always called him Bumdoo Jack, and I think I've got to stop using that now, haven't I?
We all know why you keep calling him Bumdoo Jack, because you're a TNT hater, because you just can't handle the home of champions.
There might be some substance to that comment. Yeah. But I think I don't trust either of them, but I think you've got to go with Jack, because just on track record.
I mean, I think unless DeGale catches Jack cold early, I mean, I think Jack is just going to outclass him. I think he's a better boxer than him. I think he has a better gas tank than him. I think he goes better to the body than him, and that body work will tell the tale of DeGale's gas tank, especially later on in the fight. I think that Jack is just a better fighter, period, and he's going to beat him.
Yeah, I really like Jack's straight
punches. Are they doing VADA?
Who knows?
It's WBC,
do we have a testing in place?
Have we even got... When is this... We don't even have a
Are they testing for EPO? What are they testing for? These are the questions.
Now, they're saying late November. They're saying late November, Leon, but just quickly with the weight thing, I don't really think DeGale struggles with the weight, because I've never really seen him cut. The only time I've seen him probably in the best shape was against Durrell. But usually there's always a bit of a man boob going on, and he never really looks cut in the abs, in the shoulders, and the arms. It looks like he's a bit lazy to make the weight, to be honest.
Yeah, but sometimes, Cam, if you're not carrying muscle, that's indicative of like you're really like just draining, and you're not eating right, and you're just once you start cutting muscle, that becomes really like unhealthy. So maybe he doesn't carry muscle because he didn't have it to begin with and was never a workout type of guy, or maybe that's a result. So it could be either way. You guys know him more. That's why I asked you guys. So
he was fat. When he was younger, he was a chubby kid.
That was his nickname, right? Chunky or some shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's up with these fucking chunky, beefy, a whole bunch of soup fucking flavors over here?
Some fat
fucking Campbell's soup fucking stable.
Shit.
Brian, what's your thoughts on Jack versus DeGale? Who would you pick if it happens? Hopefully it does.
And we know who he's picking.
I don't know. See like Frampton, Leo Santa Cruz, like Crolla, Linares in this fight. It's like one of the ones where you could kind of fucking chop and change like constantly. Like, I don't. I'd like. It depends if the Gale could kind of fight the way he does for like 6 rounds for the 12 rounds. I think he would like kind of win that easily. But I wouldn't put money on it. I don't think Jack's like great at anything, but he's like good at most things. He's just kind of consistent every round. He'll just kind of, he's repetitive in what he does, but it's like good because he wins fights, doesn't he? I think Jack out of everything on a 68 division has got the best wins and all with Darrell and Groves. And the Gale's kind of struggled. He struggled with Booty and Medina. And I know Nyota loves his like kind of Mexicans and hates everybody else, but that Medina's a bum. So like, he shouldn't have been struggling with guys like that. And I know he was maybe juiced up, maybe Booty was juiced up and all, but even at that, the Gale should have been like talented enough to not have to struggle with guys like that. So I don't know.
It's an interesting fight, though.
It's great.
It's Mr. Textbook in Badou Jack against Mr. Awkward and James the Girl. Like, they're both opposite to each other. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Well, the Gale's not your typical British type of fighter. That's the thing. He's fucking quite weird. And he can look absolutely world class for a couple of rounds. Like the way that he like picks his punches sometimes, where he kind of just switches for the body to the head just like flawlessly. He's like great, but then he just goes onto the ropes for absolutely no fucking reason, and then he'll get a second wind and he'll start fighting again. Well, but then he gets a second wind. It's weird. It's just I don't think he's got a gas tank, and I think he does kind of try to take a couple of rounds after you're in it so he can last the 12 rounds. But I don't know, if you're asking me who I would pick, I personally think that the Gale's the more naturally talented, but I would probably pick Jack because I'm more convinced that he can grind out rounds when he shouldn't. But then I can wear my fucking TNT snapback, then post a selfie and just annoy the life out of fucking everybody.
I think the girl's going to underestimate him because I've seen the girl speak about Badou Jack and he does not rate Badou Jack. He says things like Badou Jack's terrible, Badou Jack's awful. These are the kind of words that he says. Yeah. I think he will be surprised of how good Badou Jack is when they actually get in the ring.
All right, let's move on.
Badou Jack's a big guy, I know. That's how he's
big. Yeah, he's big.
Yep. All right, let's move
Looking
on.
like Kanan from Power.
That's what he does, right?
Naoto, let's move on. Salido Miura saying nearly finalised for December 17th. Man, that's going to be another fight of the year candidate, possibly.
Yeah, it's an incredible fight, man. You know, it's guaranteed action when you get either of those guys in there, especially Salido. But I mean, the thing is, a couple years ago, I would have picked Miura to knock Salido out. But considering the way Salido's looked recently, and I mean, you know, Miura came back really well after Francisco Vargas. He knocked the shit out of some guy over in Japan. And, you know, he definitely still has the power in that left hand. But I'd favor Salido, though. I mean, the thing is Salido, and I mean, say what you want about him. I mean, his style isn't necessarily the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but you don't box Salido, you fight him. He makes you fight. You know, and the thing is, I don't think that Miura, unless he's able to just consistently catch him with that left hand over and over again, that Salido just doesn't see it coming, which is possible because that's what happened against Turtsak. I think that Salido's just going to do the same way that he did against Turtsak and just break him down and overwhelm him. And so I favor Salido in that fight. But it's a fantastic fight and an extremely dangerous one. You know, and Miura is no joke. The way that he lays into that left hand is something else. You know, you rarely see a guy really have that much confidence in one particular punch that he's really putting every bit of ounce of his weight into it. So a fantastic fight. You know, another big win for the 130-pound division.
That's a 50-50 though, isn't it? As again, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, big time.
All damn close to it. Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Miura was slightly favored, but I think Salido most likely would be because I think he performed better in comparison to Miura against Vargas.
And what card is that? On a standalone card or is it on an undercard? Where is it? When is it?
The same. It's possibly
December the 17th, they said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be a straight up just a Golden Boy card. You know, I imagine they'll probably try to stack it. You know, maybe have Diego and Jojo on there.
Did the Americans and not like Mexicans know like Christmas? It's really like fucking right before, isn't it?
They're saying it's going to be possibly.
Well, the nice thing about it is usually that's when like just around the time that like school lets out and stuff for like Christmas time. So
why didn't the Lomachenko fight happen?
Border on the holiday. What was that?
Why didn't the Lomachenko fight happen?
Because they were lowballing Salido. They were trying to offer him like a couple $100,000. Well, Lomachenko's getting multi-millions and being called a pound-for-pound fighter for beating fucking Rocky Martinez.
I only brought Lomachenko up because I wanted to hear you kick off. That's all I basically mentioned him for.
Leon, you got any thoughts
on that fight?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a 50-50. I'd like to see Miura do it because I like him. I like his style, and he's always in fun fights. So I'd like to see him do it. But like Salido's a dog, isn't he? He's a fucking. He'll win any way he fucking can. So let's see if Chu's right and Japanese have got no heart outside of Japan.
I don't know. This fight's interesting to me because Salido's kind of always has a second win in his career. And the thing about Miura, though, he doesn't really fight on the inside. He's more like a mid-range. And if he can keep Salido from, sitting in the pocket, I would give Miura a lot of chance just because he has got a lot of power in that left hand, man. And
if Salido's not in the pocket, he will land on him a lot.
Yep.
I think that's fair to say.
Yep. Brian, were you going to say something when I cut you off?
50-50 fight.
What's that?
Were you going to say something when I cut you off?
I'm not a fan of Salido. I actually hate him. But his fight with Vargas, it's probably the best I've ever seen him box. I'm not into like Salido's kind of style where it just seems to be like we'll stand there and absolutely go to war with people. I can watch the odd fight, but maybe I sound like a bit of a snob. Maybe I'm sounding like Lucky Boxing there, but I thought like the Vargas fight, he was boxing well. Like, I kind of didn't really appreciate the fact that he was kind of riding a lot of punches. He was blocking a lot. He was moving, and he looked a lot better. So kind of gave him a pass with this. Like I don't know, like Miura. I don't know what Miura's got left. Has he even fought since the Vargas fight?
Yeah, he had a fight at lightweight and knocked the guy out. I think it was in about 5 rounds.
Right, so he went up a division.
Well, it was just one of those stay busies where he didn't want to have to make 130 because it wasn't for a title or anything. Right. Just stay busy, KO'd him.
I don't know.
My bad. It wasn't in 5 rounds. It was in 1 round. He knocked the guy out in first.
So he's only really had like 1 round in a year. So I don't know. Yeah. I would probably pick Salido. I mean, it's total blasphemy. I would never ever want to support him, but I would probably pick him because. All the fights he's had the last couple of years, I don't think he's. But you maybe kind of pinpoint and say that he's not actually lost a fight. He's kind of come off like that. Rocky Martinez, he kind of got robbed in that, but we know how tough Rocky Martinez is. He went 12 rounds with Ricky Burns, and then the Vargas fight, I can't remember, but I think I maybe had that just around to Vargas, but it wouldn't have been like shame like kind of like Gate to like Salido. So I would probably pick Salido.
Yeah, it's better the fact that Salido's been in a lot of wars. It really doesn't quite tell on him. He goes in there like you might rock him for a second, but I mean, good luck getting him out of there. I think the biggest mistake any fighter makes is trying to knock out Salido. That was the mistake that Vargas made that drew him into a tougher fight than he probably should have had.
I don't like Leon. You know me. I don't like casting aspersions to MD, but I'd say Salido's on the gear.
He's still on it.
Oh, big time. He's on that EPO that nobody's getting tested for.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Preview next week. Not many cards. Yes. There's only really Cleverly fighting Bremer in Germany, and Joseph Parker's fighting Dimitrenko in New Zealand. So, Leon, let's start with Cleverly. Just fight. It's just not really hype for it, man. Cleverly versus Bremer. It's just I've got no hype for it at all.
I know what you mean, but I think it could be a good fight because Bremer's a weird ass fighter, isn't he? He's got a weird style, but he can punch. And you know what Cleverly likes to happen to him. He likes to get punched in the face. So it should be a good fight, as in a good scrap. But I mean, it's not exactly meaningful, other than on the bigger scheme of things. But I think it'll be a good fight.
Brian,
Clev always goes for it, doesn't he? To be fair to it, apart from that Bellew shit.
Brian, any thoughts?
I've never been a fan of Bremer. I was like on this island last night, and I was saying to them, I know they kind of favour Bramer, but I don't think it's made to do with boxing. I think it's because he's an absolute maniac outside of the ring. I think he's a bit of a schizo, but
he's a freak show.
Aye, he's mental. Did he not smash a bird in a pub or something like that?
He went to crazy stuff.
Aye. So, Cleverly's not fought since Fonfara, has he? Has he had a fight since then? Right, and even. I mean, that was a decent fight. I've just never rated Bramer. Always, when was the last time he fought somebody decent? Or has he ever fought anybody decent, man? It's been absolute trash. He's fought for years.
I don't think he's fought anyone.
I think that this could basically be like a carbon copy of like the Fonfara fight, where the two of them are just that bit past it, and they'll just sit and trade with each other. Neither of them has got enough power to knock each other out, so it could just be 12 rounds of punching each other again.
He did fight the great Enzo Macronelli after all. Bramer.
Oh yeah, that might be his best win.
And didn't give the rematch.
Enzo was looking alright in that fight for a couple of rounds.
He was doing well.
Till his eye blew up.
That was horrible, that wasn't it?
It was. But
that was scary.
Do you guys see stoppages in that fight? Like either Clev getting stopped or Bramer getting stopped? If anything, I see Clev getting stopped, man. Because even though I'm not a fan of
Bramer's too hard.
He has got a lot of power in that left hand, and he is a very left-handed southpaw. A lot of his.
I was gonna say. I think that's the most likely scenario for either of them. To be honest with you, I mean, I think that both of them have probably more power than they do chin, or just punch resistance overall. Not even necessarily just chin. Cuts, eye blowing up, all that stuff.
He's fought very few people of any quality, Bramer, I'd say, looking at his record.
You could see it upset the fact that, I've said it in the past, if you keep fighting bums, you become a bum, and he is getting on a bit now as well, and he doesn't fight that often, so...
He's had the Felix Sturm career, hide out in Germany and fight a bunch of chumps.
The thing is, that's the thing, he's in Germany, man, so he's got the judges in his pocket.
Yeah, in his last 12 fights...
And the ref.
In his last 12 fights, which have probably all been world title fights, he's only fought one fighter with a 0.
With a soul?
Yeah. No, only one fighter who hasn't been beaten with an unbeaten record. Everyone else have been beaten multiple times.
That's shocking, man. That's terrible.
That's poor, isn't it?
Very.
But he's only fought 3 fighters with a unbeaten record in 50 fights.
That's awful.
Yeah, well, basically he's been fighting a bunch of top 15 WBA guys, and the WBA has probably has the worst ratings of any of the sanctioning bodies in terms of who they rank in their top 15 to become world title challengers. It's a lot of mediocrity.
So to be fair, Clev's been in the ring with some good people. A lot of people might be overrating Bramer.
When was that Fonfara fight? Has it been over a year though? Like he's been inactive, and he did take a bit of a beating in that fight as well.
Yeah, it was about a year ago, something like that.
Yeah, it was.
So
16th of October last year. Yeah,
it is a quite interesting fight, really, because both guys are at a kind of crossroads. So yeah. But apart from this fight, I mentioned we got this Parker fight, but I've never seen Dimitrenko fight. I don't think so. Over to you guys if you've seen.
He fought against Eddie Chambers years back. He's a big stiff idiot. He's a tall guy with a good punch. He's a tall guy with a good punch, but his inside game is straight garbage, and he leaves his chin high up in the air, like on a pedestal. So I'd imagine. I mean, it's a potentially dangerous fight for Parker because he doesn't have the greatest defense himself. But I'd expect Parker to bust up Dimitrenko and eventually knock him out late.
Leon O'Brien?
Yeah, I see. I've only ever seen him fight that one fight against Eddie Chambers, and he got beaten badly, I thought. And
Eddie Chambers beat the shit out of him. He looked like Mike Tyson in that fight, man.
He lost to Pulev as well. But Parker should beat him late, 8-9 rounds.
Brian, any thoughts?
Then it was on to AJ.
I don't know if Parker's going to take that fight for November.
It won't happen. Eddie Hearn's talking about him too much.
I can't see Parker stopping this guy for just the reason I think he's just. I think he might. Who's that? Who's the big Russian guy that always goes rounds, but he always ends up getting popped full of steroids? Povetkin fought him not long ago. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes.
I can't remember his name. Anyway, it reminds me a bit like him, where he'll probably not do much. He'll just kind of get punched about the ring, but he'll not get stopped. So I can maybe see this 12 rounds. But I'm not as obsessed with heavyweight. You need to knock out a guy because Fury didn't he high knockouts. So I would still pick Fury. I'd still pick Joshua to beat Parker, but I think it's a bit closer than people make out because Parker's kind of I quite like Bo, and the fact that he would go up close and he'd go to the body all the time, and Parker seems to be the only kind of heavyweight really they know that goes to the body.
Yeah.
Aye, so it might make it a bit interesting. I know that people kind of going about Joshua's jab and stuff like that. It's kind of straight down the middle, and Parker's susceptible to that, but. But at the end of the year, Parker's resume is going to shit all the top of Joshua, so you don't know. We're only going on what Joshua's doing against absolute trash, so you don't know what. Parker's definitely going to be his best opponent, and that's not even a good thing considering Parker's relatively untested as well. So that just shows you how bad this division is. I know people turn and say, "Oh, the division's kind of opened up and all that," but it just kind of seems to be full of shite, and Ortiz isn't fighting either, so.
Ortiz challenged Klitschko today, though. He said he'll fill in and whoop his ass on the 29th.
But I think that should be forced then because he's the interim WBA champ and Fred Aquendo's fighting fuck knows, some shite. So
is he being randomly tested, though? These are the questions.
Is that what... Are we making a joke here? Everybody's on the gear, man. They either test everybody or just don't test MD. Everybody's on it.
With Brown, everyone seems to think he's innocent, but I still haven't seen the proof that he's innocent. That's a complete mess, isn't it?
But it's boxing. It doesn't matter whether you're guilty. Look at Kid Galahad. He was on Gareth A. Davis' show earlier on. I've not listened to it yet, but I dare say they'll talk as if he didn't do nothing wrong, or they'll skit about it, or basically say my brother's an arsehole, something like that. But boxing's just vile. They don't care about steroids. They really don't. All they care about is making sure they don't get caught. I'm pretty sure that when boxers disappear for some length of time and they say they're injured, I just think that no, they're not. They've probably been caught taking fucking drugs and they're just kind of running down a ban that nobody needs to find out about. They're trying to get everyone out their system. I mean, I know, Ainsley for the next big pod, he was suspicious of Usyk pulling out of that fight with Simmons. He says he definitely thinks that he was full of that stuff that all the Russians
was caught for.
Yeah, they say he was definitely on that stuff, and basically what he done was he just done what everybody else should have done, just not fight until he guarantees that there wasn't any system anymore, which was probably the right thing to do.
Because it wasn't banned, and then it was banned, wasn't it?
Right, and then they're changing it where it's they don't know how long it's in your system, so that's how I think people are getting rid of it. But even at that, man, he could have had no legs and one arm, and they'd still be able to knock out Simmons. So, but I don't know. I hope Parker will win anyway, and I hope that he seems to be the sort of guy that will take another hard fight before Joshua. He'll take another decent step up. I mean, fight Dillian White and end him. He's a big fucking bum.
That all kicked off at the press conference today, I heard.
I'm not watching that.
No, neither am I, but I just saw on Boxing Scene.
All right, fellas. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go?
What else is that? No, nothing.
Sergio Mora.
What about him?
He's a nightmare style. He's a nightmare style for Golovkin.
He's ducking him. So
he is.
Yeah.
Does anyone think Jacobs Triple G will happen in December or what?
Well, yeah, I'll say something on this. It better do on both. They better fucking sort it out. Whoever wins, I don't care if Golovkin should just go over. HBO don't give a fuck about boxing, do they? They HBO gave up caring about boxing a year ago, and they couldn't give a shit. So if I was Golovkin, I'd take Heyman's money if they win the bid, because HBO don't care. The HBO said they wouldn't even bid for the fight. if HBO cared about boxing, they would force Ginger and Triple G to fight. They say, look, none of you getting on the. They should just do it now because they don't care about it. They just go, look, none of you getting on the channel unless that fight happens. So they're not pumping any money into it, are they? They don't give a fucking monkeys. Fucking
I think the fight. I think it happens. I don't think they've got anywhere to go. Look, there is nowhere for Jacobs to go. I don't think there's really. I don't think that they can really scrape any bums together anymore. And the way people are talking now, like PBC is really in a shitty place where they maybe not have the money. Like,
if Triple G pulls out saying I can't do it because it's on another channel, he's going to get fucking destroyed.
I'm done with Golovkin if he does that. But see if he makes like Danny Jacobs dump that fake belt, then that's all he can do. He can't do anything else other than humiliate somebody into like doing a Canelo again, just dump the belt to avoid him. That's all he can do. But I don't think Jacobs has really got anywhere to go. Like Andy Lee's not come back. Quillen doesn't seem to be come back. He's fucking jumping about with Nez, the boxing voice, like fucking meet and greets and stuff like that. So
he's back in training.
Is he back in
training?
Yeah, he is.
So do you think that they can't do that again, though?
Matter of fact, I think he's back in training up in the Bay Area, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's a fucking
recipe for disaster.
He's desperate for a loss. Yeah, but I can't get time off in December. What's that? No, I can't get time off in December because it's normally busy with my work. But if Golovkin Jacobs gets made, I'm going to try and get over to it. I know, like. Burns might be fighting Broner, and so the rumour is like I know there was guys over like Vegas last week and they were in Floyd's camp and they were talking to people and they're saying it's definitely in the pipeline and all that. They're saying like maybe December in Vegas and like how's that really going to fight like the Cosmopolitan? So I'm like and I just like, fucking Ricky Burns headlining a fight in Vegas and Cal Froch didn't even do that. Unbelievable. But
wouldn't you?
No, I couldn't because like 3 days to New York's fine because of the travelling. You don't get jet lag or nothing. And Vegas is like either I get a flight straight over or I need to get a connecting flight. But the time zones absolutely fucking ruin me. So it takes me a good few days to recover from Vegas, and it would cost at least £1,500 for 3 days. And I've got the money, but I wouldn't spend it on that shit. But I know, but I could do New York for 3 days. New York, I treat Vegas as a holiday. I would treat New York as like a kind of a trip because, as I say, it's only one flight and it's like in the East Coast. But
yeah.
It's like Cam, you went to Vegas this year, man. It absolutely ruins you. It takes a lot out of you.
It does indeed.
So, but Ricky Burns in Vegas, carnage, man. The Mexicans would turn out for him. He's Mexican style Ricky Burns.
Shit.
But, everyone likes to see Broner lose, so he'd definitely be the favourite in the arena, wouldn't he?
Big time. It'd be just amazing.
Imagine he knocked out Broner. Oh.
Then he goes up and fights fucking Spence from the IBF because Brooke ducks it, then he becomes a 4-weight world champion, then he just says, fuck this, I'm going up to Ice Canelo. It's just a run of bodies. This is for you two. This is all for you two.
We got rid of one crazy Scot that loves Ricky Burns, and we've inherited another. So that's how it goes.
Oh no, but we need a Ricky Burns fan, don't you, on the panel at all times?
Yep. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well, Usyk might be the new co-headliner for Golovkin. They're talking about putting him on the December 10th card
against who though?
We'll be seeing Chemo's new favorite fighter once again.
Have they mentioned his
Chemo
opponent?
loved him.
And then exactly. And then Luis Concepcion versus Kaya might be happening for November 26th over in Manchester. So you guys are gonna get some more flyweight action.
Is that in Manchester? Because there's talk about them being at a card in Monaco.
Really? What? An Eddie Hearn card in Monaco?
I'm telling you, it was like Stephen Smith. I get told this like the Golovkin fight. Stephen Smith versus Jason Sosa. Is it? Jason Sosa? Is it? Am I getting that name right?
Yeah.
But him. Oh, shit, and I can't even remember the other name, but like Yafai Conception might be like one of them. Maybe it's no, that's maybe getting put on the Joshua card, but there's like a double header like world title fight, even though Jason Sosa is not a world champion, right? We'll put that. There's meant to be
He's a regular.
Yeah, aye. So there's like meant to be like a Monaco card, like maybe like November or something like that. I can't remember the other fight, but imagine going out to Monaco just for a carry on. I'd get killed over there, wouldn't I? Because like, Stephen Smith's there on Team Smithborough and fucking Quiggy and the surgeon and that would be all over.
You get fucked up.
Eddie Hearn loves a pound note though, wouldn't he?
Oh, he would
be paying him for that, wouldn't they?
Oh, he'd love a fucking Euro in Monaco, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would.
I don't know. I'll find out the other like name, but it's like two fights, two world title fights. I can't remember the other one, but that's it.
Right, fellas, get some final thoughts and let's get out of here. Brian, man, great having you on the show. You got any final thoughts for us?
Just Eddie Hearn's a cunt. That'll do it.
Neota, any final thoughts?
Well, it's kind of a shame that looks like October is slowing down to a certain degree, like in terms of just elite level fights. But I mean, it'll pick up. There's always something good to talk about pretty much every week, even though it's not necessarily the highest of the high levels. So I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's all good. It's all boxing. That's all I could ask for.
Thank you, Neota. And Leon, any final thoughts?
War BJ Flores.
Short and
He's
sweet.
a bum, man.
Short and sweet.
Team Flores, man.
You can't.
But does he know how to cut off the ring now? Though?
Exactly.
That's the question.
Tweet him, Leon.
Come on, BJ, you can do it.
Leon, tweet him advice of how to cut off the ring.
Blocked.
He should probably try to study the guy that he was talking shit about in Roman Gonzalez. Then he might actually learn how to cut off the fucking ring.
Yeah.
I'm not liked by either side of that fight, so I can't pass on any messages on Twitter to either person.
It took me a bit.
They didn't take well to my review of the announcement of that fight.
Blocked. Were you going to say something, Brian?
It took me about 100 tweets to the same one. Like every time like Bellew would tweet something out, or like his pals, because like, I speak to his pals, and any time they would say something, I'd just reply back with BJ Flores as a bum, and I just could constantly fucking tweeting that and tweeting it and tweeting it. Eventually Bellew bit, and then obviously he ended it with, "Do you want to fight?" And you know you've got under somebody's skin when they want to fight you, isn't it? So, but
BJ Flores blocked me for every time he tweeted something. I just posted up a picture of Shumanov.
It's like he blocked my mother account because like he said something, and I was like, "You're fucking shite, mate." I was like, "You're shite. You couldn't be cut off the ring. You had to physically ask your dad how you do it," and he's just blocked me. I was like, "Well, blocking for the truth," but it's a backhanded compliment to Bellew that they're trying to make it like he's decent. He's only lost 2 fights. He's never been stopped. Right? That's a given, right? But he's an absolute bum, and Bellew should absolutely smash him.
Oh, he will smash him to bits, though, won't he?
Bellew's an BJ Flores is an arsehole, though. I have any grudge that Bellew knocking him out because he's an absolute sanny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you must hate him for what he says about the midgets.
David Hayes is going to be crying at ringside anyway.
Oh, well, that's the David Hayes says he's coming back before the end of the year, so he's fighting like in London before the end of the year. So, mate, I don't know who that'll be. I wish it was Let's Go Champ, but
yeah, it's really funny to me how the people that hate on the smaller fighters can't fight for shit like them.
Yeah,
that's just jealousy.
That was one of the worst comments I've heard from another boxer, I think.
And this is a commentator boxing as well. You'd think that somebody with that sort of title, like a job, it wouldn't be so disrespectful. Like we can be disrespectful because we're all BAMs, right? But not somebody in a position that's sitting commentating on fights, and he's absolute shit. He's basically commentating on fights that he's getting right. It's like when we're having to listen to Fat Paul Smith try to tell us what's happening in there when he couldn't do nothing. Every time he stepped up, he get knocked out. Big lump of crap.
All right. Oh, Paul Smith.
let's go, man, before Brian gets his shut down. But I want to thank all the people on the show today, all the people in the chat, and all the people that download the show week in, week out. We'll be back next week. Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Oh, dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
You're a newbie.
No, I ain't new, man.
If my fucking next door neighbour became the #1 flyweight in the world, you know what I'd do? I'd fucking walk past the cunt.
Derek, how you doing, bro?
I was physically burn you, blood.
I disagree.
First time I hear the show, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos a Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
I get home and she's like, what the fuck? Me and the kid are here. Why don't you get home and talk to us? I'm like, man, you guys don't know shit about boxing.
Kel, how does it feel to be the new IBF champion?
Feels great. Did we really dive into the black hole right off the jump?
I think he's hiding glass. Just to play devil's advocate. You want 1 portion of crow or 2 portions of crow?
Give me 2 portions with a supersized fries and a large drink, please.
I can't stand him, what? I'm Scottish.
Cringe side?
But you won't crush Anthony fucking fat ass Joshua, would you?
He's not fat.
How about you tell us what you weigh for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.